Gautam Buddha often used to tell his disciples that our words can be incredibly powerful. He said that our tongue, which we use to speak, is like the sharpest knife in the world. He also stated that the most dangerous weapon in the world is our words. Although words may not cause physical harm, they can emotionally wound others and break their spirit. Words can be a source of power, but if we don't know when, where, and how much to speak, they can also become our greatest weakness. When we speak gently, wisely, and at the right time, our words can lead us to success. But if we speak harshly or at the wrong moment, our words can make life very difficult. So, my friends, today I want to share a story with you about the power of silence. How silence can completely change your life. This story will help you understand just how powerful silence can be. Welcome to my channel. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, and comments. Once upon a time, in China, there lived a famous Buddhist monk who resided deep in the forest, far away from the noise and chaos of the world. In a peaceful and quiet place, he spent most of his time alone, deep in thought and contemplation. Because of this, he became famous all over China. One day, a king came to him and said, "I always feel tired, disappointed, and restless. My mind is constantly unsettled. Even though I have wealth, fame, and every luxury imaginable, I still can't find peace. Please help me get rid of this inner turmoil." The monk smiled and said, "The answer lies within you, but you've never tried to look for it." The monk told him, "If you want to free yourself from this inner restlessness, then I have a way, but it might be difficult for you to follow." The king immediately replied, "Please tell me what I must do. I'm truly ready to do anything for peace of mind." The monk's advice. The monk said, "You must stay with me for the next 15 days. Live like a regular person. And during this time, you must sit alone and remain silent. Speak to no one, and try to talk as little as possible." The king agreed. On the first day, the king felt extremely restless. Countless thoughts and questions filled his mind. Living a simple life felt challenging. He had a strong urge to speak, but he controlled himself and stayed completely silent. As the night passed, he began to feel a strange peace and joy. It was a surprising experience for him. He couldn't understand how his anxiety was fading away, reconnecting with nature. The next day, the king continued to spend time alone. He started connecting with nature, watching flowers, plants, birds flying in the sky. For the first time, he noticed the beauty around him. After 10 days, his mental restlessness began to slowly fade. By the 12th day, he slipped into deep meditation. His eyes closed naturally, and he sank into a peaceful state. His mind became free from all worries. After 15 days, the king spent the last 3 days in deep meditation. When the 15 days were complete, he went to the monk and said, "I now understand why my mind was so restless. I used to talk too much. I constantly had negative thoughts about others. These two things were draining my energy. I couldn't focus on anything properly. Continuous failures made me angry and irritated. All of this was affecting my life negatively. But these 15 days have been a life-changing experience. Now I feel like I'm truly living." The monk's message. The monk replied, "This isn't just your story. Even today, many people talk excessively. Many use their words to hurt others. This constant talking creates problems in their lives." Someone once asked Gautam Buddha, "Why do you often stay so quiet?" He responded, "I stay silent so I can go deeper within myself. Silence is the first step to knowing yourself. Without silence, you can't understand who you truly are. So the first step is to learn to be silent. Speak only when necessary." He further said, "About 90% of our conversations are harmful. If people spoke less, 90% of the world's problems could be reduced. When people are silent, arguments decrease, anxiety lessens, and conflicts reduce. If both parties can stay silent, many problems can be avoided. The power of silence. A person who understands the value of silence can stay calm even in a crowd. Their solitude can feel like paradise. So search for peace within and embrace silence. Allow your thoughts to settle. And whenever someone sits quietly in reflection, they begin to feel calmer and more joyful. When you connect with your inner self, you realize that true peace of mind doesn't come from speaking. Friends, you may have often noticed that talking too much doesn't bring peace of mind. In fact, it makes it harder to control your thoughts. People who talk a lot struggle to stay focused on one task. That's why they can't fully concentrate on their goals. And often, they become the subject of mockery. But those who speak less, their words carry more meaning, and people respect them. The conclusion: true wisdom lies in knowing when, where, and what to speak. People who develop this skill can succeed even in the toughest situations. A person who speaks less often becomes the center of attention. When we look at the traits of the most successful people in the world, we find that they are thoughtful and measured speakers. On the other hand, those who speak without reason often lie or talk negatively about others. This damages their relationships and reputation. That's why even their closest people begin to distance themselves from them.